Andrew, please ask Mrs. Hughes to organise tea for, I'm not sure. Can you count them as they arrive?
Very good, my lady.
When did you learn about this?
What do you mean?
Well, you seem to be in possession of the facts when it's the first time we've heard of it.
What does that matter? The fact is that the Royal Yorkshire County Hospital wants to take over our little hospital, which is outrageous.
But it's not as simple as that.
Why not?
Well, because there may be benefits for the village. If we form such a partnership, our patients would have access to more modern equipment, to more advanced treatments.
Our fundraising would be more efficient.
And the price of the fundraising would be to lose all control and to become the tools of a faceless committee in York.
What matters more, health or power?
What matters is to have power over the maintenance of our own health.
Ladies, please.
Lady Grantham is right. Our independence is surely not something we should just abandon without a second thought.
How did you find out about this?
They wrote to me.
Who did? I'm the hospital almoner. Nobody's written to me.
Ever since you took that position, you talk as if you run the place.
I do run the place. Or at least I know every detail of how it's run. And I ought to be told about any proposed changes.
You're being told now.
If you must know, it was a friend on the board in York who whispered it to me. They'll write to all of us soon.
So you want to protect your power at the expense of the patients? I want to protect the patients at the expense of my power.
And may the best man win.
I'm glad we agree on this.
Don't let's make too much of it.
This seems very formal.
The Royal Yorkshire has written to all our financial donors to canvass their support for the takeover.
Which you'll agree is very sneaky.
I think it's sensible. The principal benefit of the new arrangement will be to make our money-raising activities more coherent and logical.
Well, there's no government funding available, either to them or to us.
Which means we'll become a ward of the larger establishment, while the local community forfeit any claims to being treated in their own village.
Well, that depends on how we divide the new departments.
In the end, surely it comes down to how many lives will be saved.
Precisely.
Lord Grantham, are you saying we don't save lives?
Of course not.
If you can't say anything helpful, Robert, please be silent.
Helpful to whom? And why isn't Cora here?
It doesn't concern her. I am the president, you are the almoner, Dr. Clarkson runs the hospital, and Robert is the patron. And his father gave the land on which the hospital is built. The four of us constitute a quorum.
I disagree. Tell her about this meeting, and when you do, say that Cousin Violet would have kept the rest of us away if she could.
Don't give me ideas.
Oh, good. You're here. I just took a chance. I thought you might be at the auction with the others.
I don't like auctions, especially when I knew the house in the old days. I hate to see people's things piled up in a heap, like so much rubbish.
Well, you and I differ when it comes to the importance of things.
Does it ever get cold on the moral high ground?
I wanted to come because I don't want us to fall out over the hospital. I need to be sure that we can disagree without there being any bad feeling between us.
Well, it depends who wins.
Surely not.
Which means you are confident of victory. Well, we shall see. Shall I ring for some tea? It's rather early. But I think we deserve it. I remember Mallerton in the 1860s. Dear old Lady Darnley. Always liked to stuff the place with royalty. She was addicted to curtsying. How we laughed. It's sad to think about it. Ah, Miss Brent, could we have some tea?
Ladyship.
It seemed a little chilly, my lady, so I've brought you a shawl.
Oh, you are a wonder, Denker.
Thank you.
I shall miss you.
Lady?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, forget I said that. After all, nothing is settled.
What's not settled?
I don't understand. I thought you told Spratt about the staff being cut back here and at the Abbey.
Well, I may have mentioned it.
Oh, well, as I said, nothing's decided.
But your ladyship couldn't manage without a maid.
Mrs. Crawley does, don't you?
Indeed I do. But I don't wish to upset poor Denker.
But Mrs. Crawley also manages without a butler, my lady.
That is true, but I don't think I could break with tradition to quite that degree. Shall we have some tea?
Your ladyship. Mr. Uncle? Don't worry, Miss Dunker. I've got a copy of the lady upstairs.
You don't really mean to manage without a lady's maid, do you?
Certainly not.
Then why did you...
Sometimes it's good to rule by fear. Am I hearing right? You went behind our backs and betrayed us to the enemy.
Whose enemy? They're not my enemy. I asked to see the Royal Yorkshire and to meet with the doctors in charge so I could learn the benefits of a merger. Today they were good enough to give me a tour and a luncheon. Am I to think ill of them for that?
And you don't call that betrayal?
It's called trying to be in possession of the facts.
Oh, I wondered when we'd hear from you.
I confess I think it's unfortunate if you've given them the impression that we approve of the plan.
But I do approve of it.
Oh, and you're the fount of wisdom on this topic.
I don't claim to know more than any of you.
Well, I'm glad that you don't claim to know more than I do, Lady Grantham, but I am disappointed.
And we know why.
Well, if we don't, I gather we will soon.
I'm very much afraid that you see the new arrangement as diminishing your own importance.
What?
Well, you're the king of this place, but once it's a wing of the Royal Yorkshire, you'll be one more local doctor. With some authority, yes, but it will not be the same.
Mrs. Crawley doesn't mean that.
Well, I'd like to think that, but it sounds very much as if she does.
Did you drink at luncheon?
No, I did not, which you know very well, since we were together.
Not all the time.
Shall we call a halt to this before we say things we'll regret?
I rather hope Mrs. Crawley regrets what she said already.
I'm going home. In future, let's try to manage things in a more civilized manner.
Oh.
Goodbye, Dr. Clarkson.
Goodbye, Lady Grantham.
What time will you get there? On Friday?
Well, not much before 8. I want to be in possession of the room by the time Mr. Chamberlain arrives. Oh, dear.
Bad news?
Oh, dear.
I wouldn't have brought it if I'd known.
Sprat, would you ask Denker to come up here, please?
Of course, my lady.
You're quite agitated.
Denker has disgraced herself.
Well, how distressing for you.
It's not that so much. It means I shall have to find a new maid.
Yes, I see. A real punishment. Milady?
Is it true you called Dr. Clarkson a traitor?
What? Surely not. Denker?
I just thought he'd behaved very badly towards your ladyship.
It is not your place even to have opinions of my acquaintance, let alone express them.
He can't claim your friendship now, not when he's turned against you.
If I withdrew my friendship from everyone who had spoken ill of me, my address book would be empty.
Yes, but surely...
For a lady's maid to insult a physician in the open street. You've read too many novels, Denker. You've seen too many moving pictures.
I was sticking up for you.
And for that, I will write a tepid character, which may enable you to find employment elsewhere. But from this house, you must go forthwith.
But my lady...
You may stay tonight, but you must go tomorrow.
Are you sure? I can't believe Dr. Clarkson could wish her to lose her position.
Then he shouldn't have sent it. When we unleash the dogs of war, we must go where they take us. She can't protect him in the dining room.
You'll stop at nothing to get your own way, isn't that the truth?
Indeed. It is a quality I share with Marlborough, Wellington, and my late mother. I was trained in a hard school, and I fight accordingly. Do you enjoy weddings?
Yes, but I'm not going to that one. I'd feel like the wicked fairy at the christening of Sleeping Beauty.
Why would Larry Gray want you to be there? I mean, you of all people.
I'm sure he doesn't. Dickie must have persuaded them to ask me.
But I doubt that. He wouldn't want to subject you to more insults.
Well, who then?
I'd say this is the work of Miss Crookshank. She's the one always making a show of friendship. Why don't I pay a call on her, see if I can winkle out the truth?
I'm sorry I showed it to you now.
Oh, don't be. Nothing's going well in my former kingdom.
Cora is settling in. I know it must feel awkward.
No, I'm yesterday, she's tomorrow. That's the way it is.
You must be feeling very hurt.
Well, the fact is, I might as well be honest. I am angry at the way I have been treated.
I don't blame you.
While angry, I say things some people find hard to forgive. So I have decided to go away. I'd rather vent my rage on the desert air. and return when I've regained control of my tongue.
Your self-knowledge is an example to us all.
You don't think I'm wrong?
I'd say the last thing you need at this stage in your life is to quarrel with your son and daughter-in-law.
Precisely. But don't fear, I'll call on Miss Crookshank before I leave.
I suspect she's quite a tough nut.
And I'm quite a tough nut cracker.